everybody, how are you doing today? I am doing very well, thank you. Today we're going to be doing some journaling in my June journal, but before we get started, I did just want to say thank you so much because I have reached 1,000 subscribers on this YouTube channel, and I'm just so happy about that. I was very nervous when I posted my first video a few years ago. I wouldn't have classed myself as an artist in any way. I just kind of did it for fun. And before that, I did makeup and different things as well. But drawing was not something I was super confident in. And I'm just really happy that there's a few of you that are interested in what I'm doing. When I first started this YouTube channel, I had another YouTube channel where I did like vlogs and lifestyle videos, and on that channel I got up to around 16,000 subscribers, something like that, and I was so proud of that too. However, as time went on, I just changed as a person, and I felt like I wanted to do something a little different and something more artistic. And as well, with the climate the way it was, I couldn't really travel anywhere, and I just wasn't finding inspiration to make those kind of videos. And even though I really loved making YouTube videos, I think I just needed something a little different. So it would have been easy for me to change my old channel and keep the amount of subscribers that I had, and just change everything on there. But I really wanted to grow a community of people who really love journaling, and I didn't want to force people that were interested in the other part of my life to now be interested in art and drawing and journaling as well. So I wanted to just create an organic community of people that enjoyed this style of YouTube and this area of YouTube. So I'm just really happy, and I really appreciate you when you comment on my videos. I read all of your comments and I try to get back to you when I have a little bit of extra time, but I really do appreciate any of you that have commented or liked my videos and obviously subscribed. So yeah, just a little thank you. So anyway, on with today's video. I had a lovely weekend. The last few weekends I've been very fortunate to spend some time with my family and friends. The weather at the moment in England has been beautiful. We've had a few thunderstorms on the evening, which is actually the reason why last week's video was late, because we had a thunderstorm and lost my internet. I was so disappointed because in 3 years I think that is the only video I've ever missed. I've even filmed videos like weeks in advance to make sure they went up on time, so I was quite annoyed about that, but never mind. So yeah, I've had some lovely weekends. So this particular day I went for a really nice long walk with my husband, and the weather was absolutely beautiful and it was just so lovely. I really love these new summers in England, and I say that because as a child growing up, we didn't have that long in the sun. We didn't have like weeks of sun, and now we have so much sun. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I definitely enjoy the sun as I've got older. I used to hate being in the sun, and I always burn as well, and I have burnt as well over these few weekends that I've had with my family. I have actually burnt myself quite badly, so, and I do always put sun cream on, it just happens to me. So yeah, like I said, this particular day we went for a lovely walk, we took a picnic, and in the evening we watched Harry Potter, because I think I've only seen all the movies once, which is a shame really, because they really are very good, and we're on the second to last one right now. So we've been making it a little thing to watch about half an hour each night or something like that. I really don't watch TV that much. I don't watch shows that much. I sometimes watch Netflix, and I occasionally watch a movie. So yeah, I've been enjoying Harry Potter, and I feel so inspired by it as well. It's really cool show, and I actually am, I think I'm the same age as Harry Potter. I might be like a year or two younger, but I was lucky enough to grow up with that and grow up with Harry, so that's really nice, I think, as well, like a nice memory to have. I can't believe it's been 12 years since the last movie as well. Like, unbelievable. But yeah, I feel like I'm a new fan because I never never really got into it when I was actually at the same age as Harry, which is a bit of a shame. So anyway, that's that page finished, and I'll show you all these pages in full at the end of the video. I'll show you a bit of a close-up. So this day was really, really special, and if you know me personally, you'll know that I have a lot of vintage cars in my family. My dad is very, very interested in vintage cars, and it's just been something that is very special to my family. And as a child, I always went camping to these 2CV meetings. So 2CV is a car, Citroen 2CV, and this particular car, the one that not the one I'm painting now, but the one behind that car's been in my family since I was 4 years old. And it was the car that I had for my wedding as well, which was so amazing and surreal. And we've just had it like my whole life. So these cars hold very special memories to me. And every year they hold a big meeting where everyone can go and you look at each other's cars, and there's a little market and everything. So we took our cars. So we have two cars. We have the 2CV, which is red and black, and then we also have the car at the front there, which you can see I'm painting now, which is called a Pembleton, which is a little kit car that you buy and then you make it up. It's really surreal talking about this because I never talk about this side. It's so personal to my family, but this is a little kit car. My dad built this like from scratch, and we absolutely love it. It's a 3-wheeler car. It's so much fun. I wasn't allowed to drive it until I was 25, which was painful because the 2CV in the back I'd been driving, like sitting on my dad's lap driving it since I was little, like around a field, and then I just naturally drove it as I got older. But yeah, the one in the front, I couldn't drive it till I was 25, which just felt like a lifetime to wait to get to 25, but it was a nice reward when I did finally get to drive it. So yeah, it's just really nice to be able to drive these cars again. And as I've mentioned before, like I think I mention it every video, I lived in Japan for a long time. I'm sick of hearing it now. But I haven't driven these cars for a very long time. So it was very, very nice and nostalgic. And to be at a show again was really great. I think I haven't been to a 2CV show for probably 10 years. And it was really, really nice, and we made some nice new friends, and my family came too, and my nephew got to go to his very first 2CV show, which again was surreal because I've been going to these shows since I was a little girl, like camping, and I grew up camping and being in these cars. So it's just a really, really nice atmosphere. And the classic car community as well are always really lovely people to be around, especially the 2CV ones, because they're just really easygoing people that like to take life at a slower pace. As you know, if you know anything about this car, you'll know that it's a 2 horsepower, so it's not the quickest car, even though it feels very quick when you're driving it. So yeah, it's a nice environment to be around, and the people are really fun as well. So it was great, and it was so sunny as well in the weekend, so it was lovely. So now I'm just going to talk about what I'm actually using as well, because obviously I'm doing some watercolor here, and I'm addicted to this new palette that I made, and I keep calling it my new palette, even though I've had these paints for a very long time. They feel new because I've just put together this palette, and I am loving using it. I just find it like so versatile. You can see I'm mixing all the paints on the side there as well. And the colours that I used for the car at the front there, the Pembleton, the colours I used were, my mum bought me this metallic palette, and I don't think it was expensive. Like, it has like a plastic case and everything, but the colors in there are really, really nice. I'm gonna try and find the name of it and link it below if I can find it, but it was just I think it was from Hobbycraft, and if you're in the UK then you'll know we have a shop called Hobbycraft. I believe it was from there, but I'm gonna have a look and see if I can find it, and I'll put the name. If I can't find it, then you won't see the name in the description. But it's given the car there that lovely silver colour, and the blue as well, that metallic blue, because the car itself is aluminium, so it has like obviously the chrome shining on it. And then I am outlining it all with my Lamy fountain pen. With black ink, and I'm using, hold on, it's an M size, and is water soluble, so if you put any water on afterwards, it will run, and you might see in a minute that actually does happen. I when I'm drawing the path and stuff like that, it does run. But I always come into this dilemma when I'm doing watercolor. Sometimes I put the ink on first, like the outline on first, and sometimes I put it on after. Personally, I like the way it looks when it goes on after, because if you paint over line pens, like line work, it usually if it's a very opaque watercolor, then it will cover the line work and you'll have to go over it again anyway. Whereas obviously if you go over it after you finish painting, you won't have that problem. Although if you do any sort of line work on top of watercolor, you'll notice that sometimes it dries the pen out, the liner out, which is why I decided to use a fountain pen for this, because the ink will just flow freely and it doesn't dry it out. So I need a solution, and I need to know what you guys do. Do you do the line work first and then the watercolor, or do you do watercolor and line work? And if you do the watercolor and then the line work, I would love to know what liner you use to line your artwork with. Obviously I don't have to line the artwork, like I could have just left it plain, but for these particular ones, because the cars have a lot of little details in them that make them stand out to so you know what they are, I did just want to add in the line work. So on to the next page. So I did just fill in as well, like a big description of what we did in the day, so I'll show you that again at the end. So this last page was a beach day, and again, just really special memories I've been creating this summer, and I'm so happy I'm able to do that. And it's all down to the weather, I think, because when the weather is good in England, it just lights up British people. They just really do come out of their shell, like let's have barbecues, let's go places, because the weather is so fleeting and we don't know when it's going to be sunny again, so people tend to want to do things. So there's always a lot going on if it's sunny in England, which is always really nice, and it's nice atmosphere to be in as well. So obviously a good thing to do when it's sunny is go to the beach, and one of my friends lives near the beach, so we went to see her, and with my other friends as well. And I actually haven't seen these friends for 4 years, like since before I moved, so it was really great to catch up with them. And it was like nothing had ever changed, which is always great when you meet friends that you know they're never going to change, and you can just jump right back into your friendships and into the same conversations. And it was really lovely, and it was the perfect day. So as you can see, I did draw a little storm cloud there, because despite it being 27 degrees, typical English style, it rained in the evening. So we left the beach and we went and sat in a little cafe, but it was still lovely. Honestly, like the rain didn't change our moods or our smiles. Like we still had a beautiful day. So speaking of the line work, what I was speaking about earlier, for this one, I used a biro to do the line work. And I have noticed when I use a biro, I don't have to go over it again. I tend to not have to go over the line work again, although it is very thin. Like it has more of a grey line work. It's very quite pale, rather than a black. So yeah, maybe if I use like a really dark black biro, would that work? I don't know. I've thought about using gel as well, but I always think gel pens would run if you add water to them. I feel like I should know this by now. Maybe I should do like a test. I think I did actually do a test a long time ago, and I always referred to it, but I haven't got that paper anymore. But I scribbled all the pens that I had, and then I went over them with watercolor before and after to see which one was my favorite one. And I can't remember what conclusion I came to. I think it was one of the uni pins, or maybe it was the Sakura ones. They are really good as well, but I think I need to get some new ones of those, because that is the problem. They just dry up so quickly. I'm just looking through my pens now to see what else I could use. I've thought about using a Sharpie or something like that before as well. And I do love a brush pen as well, but you can't get that fine details that well. So anyway, I finished. Today was a waffly video. I hope you enjoyed it. I'm going to show you quickly what it looks like. So I've only currently done 3 pages in this journal, but I'm really liking the way it is turning out. I'm writing a lot more, and I'm doing less sticking of things in for this journal, because the last journal I did was so heavy on the collage. So this one is just mainly going to be watercolor, I think. I think I have stuck a couple of little things in there, but I'm going to try and draw everything. So I did take this journal with me on a few of these occasions, and if I had any time, I also just jotted down maybe something I was seeing, or something I thought about, or some kind of funny memory. So I'm kind of drawing from memory as well of the day. If I took pictures, then I obviously can reference those. But yeah, I just like adding these little things like the strawberries there. You can see it's just a tiny little element of the day that now when I look back at this page, I will remember that we ate strawberries. God, I can't speak today. But yeah, what a lovely start to June. I know we're halfway through, so I'll probably do another June journal with me at the end of June, so you can see how I've progressed in the journal, and then I'll also show you a full flip of it as well. But I think this is my go-to style when I'm journaling. This is my favorite way to journal, on watercolor paper with watercolors, and I tend to do the line work as well. But yes, that is it for this video. Thank you again for 1K subscribers. Woo! Have a lovely week, and I'll see you next Sunday. Take care, everybody. Bye.